everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are working on a 1960s Springbok 14-foot aluminum. What do we got going on here? Yeah, well, when I first bought the boat, I don't know if I can flip this around. I got it standing up just on the side right now. So when I first bought the boat, it had two sets of seats, but somebody, the previous owner, I suppose, had a rotted floor or something. So when he cut out the rotted floor, he must have nicked some of the bracing. See, this is the original bracing in the back. And I suppose instead of trying to fix that aluminum, what he did is he just cut it off about an inch or two from the bottom. And what that did is it just left all this like really sharp aluminum sticking up. So what I've gone and done is I've pulled off with a grinder. I cut off all the rivets and pulled the jagged aluminium up off the floor. And what I'm going to do today is I've got some square tubing, and I'm going to replace the bottom bracing, the ribbing in here, and yeah, we've got rivets, we've got our wood. What I've gone and done is with just wire brush mounted on my drill, I've gone and I've brazed up these holes here. So when I apply the marine epoxy that I bought, I got the JB Weld marine epoxy, and then I put the rivet in with a bunch of epoxy. The epoxy will have something to adhere to, and then afterwards, sorry, my camera's drifting. Afterwards, I'll be able to paint over that and make sure it's nice and smooth and covered and protected. So I guess the next step, we're gonna come along. I've gone ahead and marked the holes and the cross members, and we're gonna go and drill out the holes, and then we will apply the epoxy and throw some rivets in. All right, let's get at her. So we've got our holes drilled in to our square tubing. Gone and some ether to clean off the downside, and then I have used this guy, just a regular wire brush to go in the front of the drill, and roughed up my fronts just so that the adhesive, I'm using the JB Weld marine. The adhesive has a lot to stick on and can get into the little crevices and pores and stuff. And then, so we got to be kind of fast. My helper's on her way right now. And as I mentioned, it's just going to go in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my helper to hold on to that bracing for me, and then I'll run around to the other side. Make sure one of my rivets here has some of the adhesive on there as well, and then punch her on through, and then hopefully have some new bracings in there. All right, let's pitter patter. This is the JB Weld and just coming out in a stream like this. Could be a little bit less generous. So we just need a little tiny layer to go across. So, and pull back on the syringe a little bit so it stays in there. And then we'll just mix right on the aluminum. Hopefully this turns out okay. Should do okay.
How fast do you have to be?
It says it sets in 20 minutes, so I'm sure the initial curing time is fairly quick, so that's why I want to do this sort of snip snap. These snippies, you can already feel it getting a little bit hard. Rivet out. What we'll do is we'll take the rivet and a little bit of leftover adhesive here. The first rivet, so it's just going to be a holding mechanism. This one is the bottom, so this is the top. Alright, so now we're going to run over So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the other side, is I'm going to stick the rivet through, and then you can just put this on the rivet. So we're going to go through the top hole first. In the rear. That's the top. Did you get in the hole? Ooh, look at that. And I can see my other holes are lining up nicely. Oh, maybe you can't. See the other holes are lining up nicely. Alright. So I'll get the rivet gun and we'll punch this rivet through. I've got this really handy in the back of the truck, the bed that pulls out, so I can have a little workstation mobile wherever I go. I was doing some other projects in the barn there yesterday, so yeah, I'm gonna move the truck. So in the next shot, you're gonna see the rivet done. I can't do this one-handed. Alright, so what I've done is I've applied a bit of adhesive. There's adhesive on the back side, as we've mentioned. I'm applying a bit of adhesive in here. Squeeze. Squeeze. And that should, in one foul motion, pop off. And there we go. We have one full length done.
There it is.
Well, one half of the boat is riveted up. The only casualties being these guys, a bit of marine adhesive, and a little bit of French language too. But aside from that, she's looking pretty sharp. This is from the inside. These are the two cross members. If we look in from the top, we can see how much of the rivet is showing. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I mean, I gave her the boot a couple of times there. My good old 1-2. She seems to be nice and stuck, so yeah. We're gonna let this set up for 40 minutes or so, and then flip her over, and then do the bottom side, which will be the top side, the driver's side. Here's the final results. Now, I did the best to surround, it's not pretty, but it works. Did the best to surround the, oops, just got a little bit less here. Pretty well caked. I tried the best to do, you know, surround each rivet with a bunch of epoxy too, and then I'm gonna flush that out a little bit, just with some light sandpaper, just to make sure it doesn't drag too. I mean, it's not gonna be dragging much at all, but the camera's quite zoomed in, as you can see. They're, you know, they're just sticking up a little bit. They should be just fine. On the inside, got some nice strong supports for mounting my seat with now. I'm very excited. It's nice and, as you can see, it's lined up very nicely. Yeah, they turned out really good. I'm gonna throw a layer of paint over that as well. But before I do it, and you'll notice here, my boat is still a Holley boat. The rivets I have just reach enough to go through the skin of the boat into the new truss, new supports I have, new ribs, but I don't have any more wiggle room. And so as you can see here, I'm looking at another 1/8 inch, 16th inch, 1/8 inch aluminum plate, then the actual body, then the bar. So what I'm gonna do is either get some thicker, not thicker, rather some deeper rivets in these guys, or zooms in. The other option is get some bolts, get some aluminium bolts, and run those through. So anyway, just an update. We're gonna let this sit. I've got my boating, or sorry, my steering accessories to figure out still. So that's gonna be a little later, but yeah, looks like our Holley boat is a little less holy, not quite as unholy as I wanted it to be. I still have these to fill in too. It is just below the water line, so it's definitely gonna have to be you know, epoxied and watertight. These are originally, you can see here on this front seat, they're part of this rib cage where it comes up and around, and then it rivets to the side here to act as some lateral support forward and backwards. So I'm going to do, once I get my my boards in here, I'm going to do the same with little L pieces that I got from my steel guys as well. Where are they? Here they are. So these little guys are gonna go in there. And they're significantly thinner than the like so. I'm not too sure yet which side. I'm probably gonna have the board on the inside, sticking up, so I can have this sitting here, and then I'll just shape the board and then just fill that hole in with another rivet. Yeah, and the same on this side. I might actually have it sticking out on this side. Now you see here, I do have two little puncture holes. Those are going to be filled in. I bought some aluminum rods, so I'm going to torch them and fill them in with just some aluminum soldering. I was thinking about just drilling them out and putting the rivet through too, but might as well do it right. Okay, great. So that's the update. I will check in with you later.